So now, yesterday we elaborated fully how do we construct the differential equation for a system which may contain the components R, L, C, scalar and adder. It may be active if it contains either scalar or adder. If it is not, then it is passive. So for any given circuit we are able to construct a differential equation. Now constructing the system for given differential equation is a very difficult task. Right now we don't spend time on that, but I will put some exercise on the group which you can read later. So today we shall continue the discussion further. Now you might be aware that you are not knowing which is the module number which we are discussing. See, in today's converging world, it can't be moduled as such. What I am trying that whatever I am telling today is something for which all essential things have been completed till yesterday. That should be the sequence of teaching and learning process. Are you getting me? What I am telling today, asking you today or elaborating, the prerequisites for understanding that are covered till now. Right? So with this, now again when we start new thing, we start with a simple one. And again we choose values as only thing is that now V in T and V O T. So I think Laplace transform you are studying in Maths 3. There is a concept of convolution. To that I will come. I will touch across the things as and when they are needed. Right now, any input, you can have any components, you can get any input to it. Now I would like to ask you a simple question. Now we don't want only differential equation, because that we know, you already have derived. Derive the expression for VOT if V in T is equal to sine. Either you can take sine or cos. Is it clear? So this is also something which you must have learnt in basic electrical engineering or even to some extent 12th also, where you might have come across impedance at J omega C like that. But right now you don't use that as such, or even if you use, you should be able to justify. Now my question is very simple. A simple circuit with R equal to 1, C equal to 1, and to which input applied is V in T equal to sine omega T. What will be the output? What will be the output? So what is the answer? That we know. Now we want पुनः तेज differential equation में चलने हैं. Now see that how we are proceeding, that instead of say that I am discussing this, that I don't tell in the class, never. Only thing is that we start with a problem for which all necessary information to solve is known. Right? So differential equation which you already know, there is no need to derive, everything is known, dVot by dt plus Vot equal to V in t, right? Then now, either you can use your old techniques available to you to solve differential equation, anything which you learned in 11th, 12th, high school, or on your own in first year, anything. We want answer. We want answer. What is the answer? How will you work on the answer? How to think on the answer? See, that is a differential equation solution. You can use standard methods, but so what I find here, like as you have rightly pointed out, that it is dVot by dt plus Vot is equal to now sine omega t. Is it right? So dVot by dt, that is the differential, time differential of output voltage plus output voltage should be sine omega t. Now you can think of some trigonometric entities wherein, listen very carefully now, sine omega t or cos omega t for that matter, or a cos omega t plus b sin omega t for that matter, or something, say c cos omega t plus phi. In general, I am talking about a sinusoid. What I mean by sinusoid? A frequency of omega. For a sinusoid wave, sinusoid signal, the three parameters are essential. What are those? Frequency, amplitude and phase. Means at t equal to 0, what is value? So you can represent it by c cos omega t plus phi, where c, omega and phi are parameters, or b cos omega t plus a sin omega t, where a, b and omega are parameters. So that a and b their values and their relative values with each other define phase. So sinusoid means it is varying sinusoidally with respect to time, and it is having some maxima and minima, that is its amplitude, and how it is positioned in time. It is like so it can be shifted, it can be expanded. Period is same. For same period, means for same frequency, I can either shift it or I can expand it. So omega, phi and amplitude c. Now this here we are having a typical, means we should be what we are discussing right now. We are discussing right now. We say that we don't have much. Suppose that you are working somewhere, you are asked to go at some unknown place, unknown system and work there. Then nothing is known. So you have to start working from scratch. So here what is asked to be found out? VOT. What is given? What is that? That is sine omega. So there are two terms. There are are two terms whose addition is sine omega t. Are you getting me? There are sine omega. What is the equation? The equation contains on the right hand side one term, that is given term sine omega t, and on left hand side it contains two terms, differential of voltage and voltage itself, output voltage and its differential. They should sum to sine omega t. Now, what can sum to sine omega t? Have you ever thought over this? Which two? This is one signal, this is one signal. If ever, listen now very carefully, if ever summation of two signals has to be a sinusoid of frequency omega, right? So in this case, sin omega t is given. Tomorrow it may be cos omega t. Tomorrow it may be 2 cos omega t. Or it may be 2 cos omega t plus sin omega t. Means it's a sinusoid of omega. Right? A sinusoid. Are you getting me? A sinusoid of frequency omega. It may be of different amplitude and different phase. So if I'm trying to, this is the way, by bombarding, I'm trying to activate few cells in your mind by which answer is extracted, exploit is there within, by rhythmic approach, by increasing the tone, and by various techniques. I am trying my level best. A sinusoid of omega is summation of two signals. What those two signals should be then? There is a condition, not any random signals or any. It is not that if two signals, now a mischievous thing one may say, if two signals have to sum to 1, then means, suppose if one asks you A plus B equal to C, aside, right? It is just like A plus B equal to C. So what can be and B so that they sum to C? Then you will say, yes, A is C minus 1 and B is C plus 1. C minus 1, C. So this is what is a trivial. A is C plus 1 and B is C minus 1. Or sorry, 1 by 2 we can say. A is C plus 1 by 2, B is C minus 1 by 2. So this is trivial things. Such things we don't want. We are not talking on that. So, if ever summation of two signals has to be a sinusoid, then they must be, and they don't have any auto cancelling component amongst them. म्हणजे इकडे प्लस इकडे मायनस नसेल. In that case, what those two terms must be. हे पुन्हा मराठीत एकदा सांगतो. जर दोन सिग्नलची समेशन सिनुसॉइड हवी असेल ओमेगा फ्रिक्वेन्सीची, तर ते दोन सिग्नल हे कुठले असून चालत नाही, त्याच्यावर एक रिस्ट्रिक्शन आहे. व्हॉट इज द रिस्ट्रिक्शन ऑन द सिग्नल्स which can result into summation which is a sinusoid of frequency omega. What is that? One more thing I would like to, sinusoid is having a very important property. It is called as analytic signal. If I have two signals which are sinusoid of same frequency but not same signals, you got me? If I have got two signals, x1, it may be voltage, it may be anything, so I will use the term x1t. x1t and x2t are not equal but are sinusoids of same frequency omega. Means x1 may be cos omega t, x2 may be sin omega t. Something may be 2 cos omega t, something may be 3 sin omega t. If two signals which are sinusoids of same frequency omega, then their summation is what? Summation of two sinusoids of same frequency is also summation of sinusoids of same frequency is always sinusoid of same frequency of some different amplitude and phase. Is it clear? So if I say that C1 sine or cos C1 sine omega t plus phi 1 plus C2 sine omega t plus phi 2 is always C3 sine omega t plus phi 3. Right? Everybody agrees? Then it is called as analytic signal. How many times you may differentiate or integrate? What is differentiation of sine omega t? Cos omega. Right? It is omega cos omega t. Differentiation of sine omega t is omega cos omega t. Differentiation of cos omega t is minus omega sine omega t. So it is all again a sinusoid of same frequency. So sinusoid played around either in differential form or in direct form and scaled and added together results into sinusoid of same frequency. After this much discussion now, I give you a hint. This output is sinusoid, so it is having two components in sum. The sum of two components given is sinusoid, so what is condition? That each of them also has to be sinusoid of same frequency. A sinusoid cannot be constructed, a sinusoid of a given frequency cannot be constructed by taking signals which are other than sinusoid of same frequency unless there are intercancelling terms. लक्षात आलं? म्हणजे उगीच काही दोन घ्यायचं sinusoidचं आणि ह्यात एक +3 त्याला -3 तसं नाही. Unless they have intercancelling terms, if you remove that, then it has to be a sinusoid. म्हणजे एक दिलेली साइन वेव्ह जर दोन सिग्नलची बेरीज असणार आहे तर ते दोन्ही सिग्नल हे त्याच फ्रिक्वेन्सीचे सिनुसॉइड लागतात. राइट? सो हाउ यू कॅन रिप्रेझेंट a sinusoid? You can always represent a sinusoid by B cos omega t plus A sin omega t. Right? Means A and D together take care of amplitude and phase. So this is a sinusoid this way, or you can say C cos, basically cos is taken as fundamental because we will discuss it later on. C cos, either this or C cos omega t plus phi, either way. So in this case what is C? Under root of A square plus B square, and what is phi? Phi is what? Tan inverse of you forgot this trigonometric identity. This is C is under root B square plus A square and phi is tan inverse of A upon B. So this is the means a sinusoid is of this type. So what we are having, if this means is what we are asked to find out. We are asked to find out VOT, right? It has to be a sinusoid. So assume that this is VOT. So let VOT is equal to let this be equal to it. Now find out what final answer. We take a pause.